We're talking about marathons today, but not just as a race. We're going to look at it as a whole story. A story with a real beginning, a tough middle, and this incredible, life-changing ending. So let's dive right in.
Okay, so let's just get right to the heart of it. Is a marathon just a race? Is it really just running 26.2 miles? I think we all know the answer is a huge yes. It's so much more. And over the next few minutes, we're going to explore exactly why that is.
Every great story has that moment, right? That call to adventure. Well, for a marathon runner, that call doesn't happen at the starting line with the big crowd. Nope, it happens way before that. It's just a little whisper inside your own head. The call to run.
And it all kicks off with this one simple but really powerful question. Maybe you've had this happen. You see someone jogging, or you catch a marathon on TV, and this little thought just pops into your head. I wonder, could I do that? That right there, that's the spark. That's the very first step of a pretty amazing journey.
And that journey, it really follows a classic story structure. First, you got the decision, that moment you actually commit. Then comes the long haul, the training. After that, you face the ordeal, which is the race itself. And if you make it through, you get the reward. That's the roadmap for what we're talking about today.
All right, so that brings us to Act 2, the grueling middle miles. This is where that initial buzz, that excitement, kind of starts to wear off, and the real work, the absolute heart of the story, begins.
Yeah, this part of the story, it's not glamorous. There are no cheering crowds here. We're talking about months of just grinding it out. Alarms buzzing before the sun is even up. Sacrificing weekends with friends for long, lonely runs. It's about constantly pushing your body past where it wants to stop. And this is where doubt becomes your new best friend.
Every good story has to have a villain, right? A big obstacle. And in the marathon story, that villain has a name. The Wall. Oh yeah, it's that legendary moment where you feel like you just can't go on. It's a total shutdown, and it's the one thing every runner is absolutely terrified of.
But here's the thing about the Wall. It's not just one enemy. It's a battle on two fronts. On one hand, you've got the physical fight. Your body is literally running out of gas, your muscles are screaming. But then there's the other front, the mental battle. That's your brain just yelling at you, stop, quit now. And to beat the Wall, you have to win both of those fights at the exact same time. It's brutal.
But for the ones who do it, for the people who push through all that pain and win that insane internal battle, well, that's when you get the climax of the story, the finish line payoff.
I mean, just look at that number for a second. 26.2 miles. Think about that. It's kind of absurd, right? To run that far? That number represents the actual physical mountain that you've just climbed.
But the real payoff, the real magic, isn't just about the number. It's this feeling. It's this idea that when you cross that finish line, something inside you just changes forever. You suddenly realize you can do so much more than you ever thought possible.
And that's really the key takeaway here. The medal is cool, sure, but it's just a piece of metal. The real prize? It's who you had to become to earn that medal. It's the discipline, the toughness, the belief in yourself that you built up, one painful mile at a time.
So this brings us to the final part of our story. Because this whole narrative, it's not really just about one race. It's bigger than that. It's about how every single marathon tells a story that's, universal. Think about it. The race is over. Eventually, the soreness goes away. You might not even remember your exact time a few years later. But the story of what you went through to get there, that doesn't fade. That becomes a part of you. It's a well of strength you can tap into for the rest of your life. This really shows the whole structure perfectly. You see the start and the finish. They're the high points, right? They get all the glory. But the most important part is that dip in the middle. That's the struggle. That's the ordeal. And honestly, that's what makes the finish line mean something. Without that hard part, the end is just a place you arrived at. But with it, it's a real victory.
So, we'll leave you with this one thought. The marathon. It's really just a perfect metaphor for any big challenge you take on in life. The story is always the same. You make a decision, you go through a struggle, and you come out changed on the other side. So the only question is, what's your marathon?